What's going on, Jerome's? So Vikings fans are still digesting the trade that went down this morning as the Vikings got back into the first round. They now have 2 first-round picks after trading number 42 overall, as well as 188 and a second-rounder in 2025 to the Houston Texans, and now the Vikings are just chilling at 11 and 23. And we said earlier, this is not a move that you make just to make. Like, there's a larger plan here, and the Vikings are likely trying to get into the stratosphere because you don't make this trade into the back end of the first round unless you know what the board is specifically. No, the Vikings and Kwesi, they certainly got a plan, and they're going to go after things. Also, take into account that if and when Reisner and KJ Osborne sign elsewhere, the Vikings could actually free up 2 third-round picks and comp picks as Danielle Hunter and Kirk Cousins picks become uncovered. So, nice. As one of the reasons why it's okay to give up that second rounder in 2025. Also, it's going to be at number 64. Not saying, I'm just saying. So now Kwesi has this golden opportunity to go up and get his quarterback of the future, whether it's Drake May, Jaden Daniels, J.J. McCarthy, Caleb Williams. Nah. But yes, the Vikings have a chance to find their dude. Now, here's the thing too. People are going to poo-poo, well, why would you take quarterback 4? This is not your normal quarterback class. McCarthy, Penix, Nix, and probably Rattler would have been the first quarterback taken in 2022. That was the Kenny Pickett in the first round of the Steelers. How's that working out? Desmond Ridder and Malik Willis in the third round. Like Matt Corral was in that class too. So this is not your average quarterback class. Like, this is a damn fine QB class, and this class could have 5, 6, 7 starters come out of it. Not saying all world beaters, but guys, that could be pretty good. And also, guys are heading into a fantastic situation here with the Vikings. So I think Kwesi, he ain't done. I think that he's going to do a little bit more business. And a lot of people have pointed out, too, that you don't make this trade unless you already have an idea of what it's going to cost with Washington at 2, and with New England at 3, with the Chargers at 5. So I think this does come down to Kwesi making a trade mainly into the top 6. So basically, the Giants are in on quarterback. I think that Daboll and Shane, I think they understand that their jobs, their asses are on the line, and Daniel Jones and Drew Lock are not going to cut it. So I think that they could be in on quarterback. Now, it wouldn't shock me if 4 of the top 6 picks are our quarterback. So if the Vikings want to get their guy, they are going to have to maneuver a little bit, and this trade to 23 was the first big step in it. Now, what's it going to cost? Well, 1, I don't think that the Bears are going to trade 1. Although, I mean, it would be kind of fun to get the band back together. USC, but no, I think the Bears, even though Kwesi has shown that he's not afraid to trade in division, I don't think that the Bears want to put that evil on them, Ricky Bobby, because could you imagine if Poles passed up CJ Stroud last year and then traded the Vikings a future franchise quarterback, potentially a Hall of Fame quarterback, and they either roll with Justin Fields or they take a quarterback later and he doesn't work out? Could you imagine? Could you imagine? 2 at Washington. So Washington currently has Mariota. They just traded Sling and Sam Howell, so they're probably going to be in on quarterback. So I would put them as a remote chance for trade up. So 3 is the sweet spot. And if it goes 1-2, say that it goes 1-2, Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels, maybe the Patriots aren't in on Drake May. Maybe they aren't in on J.J. McCarthy. So they could be motivated to move. And I do think that it would take, to get to 3, I think it would take 11, 23, probably the 2025 first-round pick as well. All right, so the Vikings would be without the first and second-round picks next year, as well as the second-round pick this year. It's the cost of doing business. It is what it is. We said this a bunch. I don't think the Cardinals move from 4. Because I think that they will stick and pick and take wide receiver 1 or offensive tackle 1. I think that they're perfectly set up to take the best of the best, even though both positions are deep. But those are 2 specific positions of needs for the Cardinals, and taking the wide receiver 1 or offensive tackle 1, I think that does have appeal to them. So I think unless they get the kitchen sink, I think they'll stick at 4. Now, if there is a trade before the draft, I think it's the Vikings moving to 3, because that way you're going to have your quarterback of the future. And yeah, it could be a spot too where the Vikings are very similarly okay with McCarthy and May and Daniels, and you're going to have your choice of two of them. All right, so at 3, you're going to be good to go. If they do trade up, I don't see a pre-draft trade to 5 unless. Now, I could see a trade to 5 if the board breaks right. If it goes QB, 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 and the Vikings are unable to get into the top 3, and then Arizona sticks and picks, and then the Vikings are in there at 5. I could see that leapfrogging the Giants, but of course the Giants would know that too. I don't see that happening before the draft, because then say the Vikings trade up to 5 before the draft, and then the Giants, again with asses on the line, getting really desperate, could just give up the store for 3 or even 4, and that would be an embarrassing unforced error by Kwesi if he got leapfrogged after doing the leapfrog. So I think that would be actually kind of hilarious. But yeah, I think that's where we're currently at. I think if the Vikings do trade up, I think it would be to 3. Slight chance of 2, but very likely if they moved up, I think it would be 3. And I'm perfectly fine with that because the Vikings are very well situated to find their quarterback of the future. I think that this trade up was smart, even though, yeah, I mean, the Vikings don't have a day 2 selection this year. But like I said, it is what it is. But I love that Kwesi is getting extremely aggressive in this spot. And it's almost like this was the plan all along. Just ride out Kirk Cousins until specifically this year when it's a very deep quarterback class, and the Vikings, no matter where they finish, they were going to gather the ammunition and make a move and go and do the damn thing. All right, so now it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I absolutely love what Kwesi did here. So now let's jettison ourselves up into the stratosphere and see what happens. But your thoughts are thoughts. Let us know in the comment section below. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Happy Friday. Woo! That's right. Skull production value.